What's going on YouTube? Darkzero255 here. The numbers may be randomly generated, but the content itself is not. And guys, the new fusion is here for the new faction. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing the abilities of the newest fusion. Is she worth going for? And also looking at the fusion calendar. So guys, stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, so this was the best screenshot that I have. Sorry, I'm covering my boy's face right here, but I also didn't want to be in the way of reading this, reacting to it. Her name is Kassandra. She is an attack-based legendary. We're gonna go through her kit. I know that there's been a lot of talk about her already, but I'm just gonna give you guys my opinion. I definitely think that she is going to be a very, very strong champion. So let's jump right into her kit. Her A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Attacks one enemy 6 times instead if this champion has 50% HP or less. Each hit decreases the enemy's turn meter by 7.5 and increases this champion's turn meter by 7.5. This effect cannot be resisted if the champion is under a perfect veil or a veil buff. Okay. Wow. Or 6 times if they're low HP. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. Wow. I can already see like this. She could be really good for Fire Knight. Multiple hits, breaks down the shield, and she's increasing her turn meter. You know, not bad, not bad. Her A2 attacks one enemy before attacking places a decreased defense buff and an HP burn. Okay, on the target for 3 turns. Wow, for 3 turns. Wow, these buffs cannot be resisted if the champion is under a perfect veil. Oh my god! So if you just build her with somebody who gives your entire team perfect veil, like, you don't have to have high accuracy. You don't have to have accuracy. Wow. Okay. The places a stun buff on all enemies. For 1 turn, if the damage dealt by this skill is more than 50% of the target's max HP, this debuff cannot be resisted if the champion is under. Wow. So you absolutely need to pair her with somebody like Rector Draith, Duchess, anybody like that who's dropping perfect veils on your team. Glaciad, just off the top of my head. Okay, let's look at her A3. Removes all debuffs from this champion, heals by 50% of their max HP. Wow, oh my god, dude, she has so much turn manipulation. And fills their turn meter by 50%, places a 50% attack increase and a shatter debuff. Wow. 50% shadow debuff and a 30% increase on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, the passive effect is prevent this champion's death and keep them alive at 1 HP if they're on. Oh my god. She has an anti-nuking passive. Wow. Wow. As long as she has one of those debuffs, I mean, those buffs, the increased attack, shattered. Wait, yeah, I believe that's correct if I'm reading that. Prevent this champion's death and keep them alive if they are under a. Is it saying? Okay, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Is this? I think this is saying that it's one of these 3 debuffs, like one of these 3 buffs. They don't. She doesn't have to be under all 3 of those buffs. I think that's what. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Regardless, beast. That's insane. Okay, one of her. Okay, so she has 2 passives. Whenever. Okay. Whenever an enemy's HP drops below 25. An enemy HP drops below 25 after receiving damage from an assassin. I wonder, like, what is that like the new what classifies as an assassin? Like a shadowkin? Is it does it have to be somebody in the new faction? I'm interested about that. They receive additional bonus damage proportional to this champion's attack. This bonus damage will ignore 100% of the target's defense and cannot be critical. Oh, so it kind of is like, wow, wait a second. When an enemy's attack drops, an enemy HP drops before they receive damage from any. Wait. Like immediately? So like, if you have a bunch of assassins on a team, do they immediately attack? Like with their basic attack? Or does it automatically happen? But that's still insane, dude. She's kind of like, okay, so you have to pair her with other assassins to be insane. But like this is all, yeah, but we need to know what is classified as an assassin. Is it a part of the Assassin's Creed? Is it a part of, you know, the new faction? Is it like a Shadowkin, which are all, those are all ninjas, right? Ninjas assassins. So I wonder what they're going to classify. I think I need a little bit more clarification, but this is still insane, dude. This bonus damage will ignore 100% of the target's defense, dude. 100. Now I wonder, right? This damage will ignore 100%. What happens if those champions, those assassins, have like lethal gear, right? Like, what happens if they ignore like in this? So can you stack all the ignored defenses? Is like that's interesting. So I'll have interesting. That's still crazy though. Granted, yes, it can't stack. Like you can't do crit. You can't crit with it, but still, that's a lot of additional damage just with a passive ability. Okay, Blood of Sparta, which is another part of her passive. Whenever this champion attacks an enemy, increase the champion's attack by the amount equal to 50% of the target's defense. When an enemy attacks this champion, increase the champion's defense equal to 50% of the attack. Oh my God. Oh my God. She is posed to be the new Titus. I think that she's going to be posed to be the new Titus. Depending on how her damage multipliers are, she is going to be the new Titus. She's going to be the new Titus, 100%. I would call it right now. 100% the new Titus. Because Titus is great because he hits really hard proportion to his shields. She organically... Dude... Think about doing the Hydra, doing Chimera, doing just one like single target bosses. I mean, Hydra, like she is just going to melt. She's going to melt bosses. She's going to melt bosses that have high defense, and she's going to be able to tank enough. She's going to be able to tank a lot because she is stealing 50% of the enemy's attack. Dude. And she puts down decreased defense and HP burn if she's under a perfect veil. The stun doesn't really matter for bosses. You can't see my mouse. The stun doesn't matter for bosses. I mean, she could definitely be good in arena for sure, just because of the stun, dude. Like, that's insane, dude. That's insane. And also, like, these things can't be resisted. So you can build her with high attack, it sounds like. So you want to build her high attack, high crit, just as much damage as possible, and you want to pair her with a Veil champion and obviously other assassins, because she's going to be able to be putting down that decreased defense, HP burn. She's also going to be getting increased attack, shattered. Wow, dude, we have to see what the damage multipliers are for her abilities, but she's going to be great for Fire Knight. She's going to be amazing for Chimera. She's going to be very good in Hydra. Very good at Hydra. You're definitely, I feel like for those multiple head targets, like for Hydra, right? You're going to want to pair her with a Veil champion. You're going to want to pair her with a Hex champion, because Hex, you separate the damage across everybody. So those single target hits are still going to hit really hard, right? You mean the same thing with Titus, right? Titus nukes a target with his A2 with the shield on him. She seems like she's going to be a lot. I'm calling it right now. I feel like she's going to be the new Titus. Depending on how her damage multipliers are, like this passive right here, Blood of Sparta, is insane. And she also has an increase speed orb by 19, which is, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Okay. I think that you definitely need, if you can get her, you have to. Like, this is a Titus level fusion. Let's quickly look at the fusion calendar and we can go into it from there. Alrighty, guys, this is the fusion calendar. I don't think that my face is covering anything. You have a total of 450, which is insane. Oh my God, they're giving us so many opportunities to get this champion. So I hate these type of fusions. You have to you got to get enough fragments to get these guys, and then it's very annoying. It is what it is. I like the fragments. Granted, yes, it's fragments to get the epics, and then you get the epics to get the. It's better than the other stuff, in my opinion. So you have a total of 450, which actually, now that I'm looking at this, because I didn't just realize as I said this, it's going to be about 100 per. You have a flex of 50, which is you cannot miss. You cannot miss a single event. Right? So, right? 100, 100, 100, 100. If you get 400, you need 400. You literally have a flex of 50. You could not miss a single event if you want this champion, unless you're going to rely on this summon rush at the end. That would be if you missed two events, you can miss two events if you can 100% guarantee the summon rush. Wow. So this is going to be a very tight fusion. So plan accordingly, guys. I have a bunch of videos that go over how to prepare for events like this. Quick little tip, stack out the gear hunting events with tournament events, just kind of so on and so forth. Do that so you're not wasting your energy. She is a 100% grab, in my opinion, from the 8th. So starting obviously today with this video, going to the 24th. Make sure you guys lock in this calendar. Check out Fastidious. He has a great fusion tool on his website. Check that out, guys. Let me know if you're going for this fusion. I don't know why you wouldn't, but let me know if you're going for this fusion, and I will see everybody in the next video.